What's up? It's your boy Gabriel, this is Fan TV. Back in the car, another video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, man. Thank you guys who check out my first couple videos. We're gonna keep it rolling. If you want to know why I'm in the car, it's because I have a 3-year-old daughter, and she see me making these videos. She definitely trying to jump into the video. So being in the car, give me a little peace and quiet to make the videos. But maybe she'll be in the videos one day. All right. So this video we're gonna talk about the Ravens. Well, the end of the day too. I didn't talk about Travis Jones and what they did on day 3. Likes, dislikes, draft class as a whole. What's next? You know. And if you see me looking down, it's because I got my phone here. And I got some notes about the guys. I'm not gonna pretend to be a draft guru, pretend I know every single guy the Ravens drafted. So you know, yeah, gotta do a little research on them, see what's up with them, and see if they're good picks. You know. So, all right, let's get it rolling. Like I said, end of day 2, pick 76. The Ravens select Travis Jones, defensive tackle, Connecticut. So, good thing about Travis Jones is he provides interior pass rush, right? That's his main selling point, if you ask me. I believe he's about 6'3", 6'4", 325. So big guy. There was a lot of rumors that the Ravens were connected to Jordan Davis at pick 14. So when the Eagles jumped ahead of the Ravens at 13 and nabbed Jordan Davis, you know, they had to change courses. Now, I kind of believe, honestly, if Jordan Davis and Kyle Hamilton's on the board, the Ravens still take Kyle Hamilton. But, you know, obviously that's something that the world will never know now. But the Ravens do find their big interior guy here with Travis Jones, 3rd round pick. According to a lot of experts, he was a late 1st round, early 2nd round kind of talent. So get him at 76 in the 3rd round. Good job. So happy with the draft pick. You know, Ravens fans, we've been talking about pass rush. So pass rush just doesn't mean outside on the edge. It also can mean right up that gut in the middle. So hopefully him, Calais, Matabike, and we'll see what we get out of Derek Wolfe. But hopefully these guys can provide some interior pass rush. Michael Pierce got a couple sacks in Minnesota, but he's not an interior pass rush kind of guy. All right, so now, day 3. First pick. Now, Ravens had 6 picks in the 4th round, so I'm not going to go over all of them. I'm going to go over all of them, but they ain't going to be super, super in-depth. You know, they had 6 picks in that round. So, 4th round, Daniel Falele, offensive tackle, Minnesota. Former teammates with Rashard Bateman. Now, current teammates now that they're both on the Ravens. But massive selling point is he is a huge, huge human being. 6'8", 384, 85 pounds, man. We're talking about he might be the biggest guy in the league. I'll have to check on that, but I mean he's definitely up there. I mean I can't think there's 5 guys bigger than him. So one of the biggest human beings already in the NFL as soon as he steps in day 1. This is the Ravens' plan to build a wall around Lamar Jackson, a complete wall. You get Linderbaum at center. Falele can play left tackle and right tackle, I believe. Now, obviously, left tackle for Stanley. Hopefully, he's healthy. We'll see. But, you know, now the Ravens have options. That's the biggest thing. When injuries occur, you want to have options, right? So, Falele gives the Ravens another option. I mean, absolutely massive. A little raw, but athletic. I heard somebody say he has a 30-inch vertical leap. So, if that's true, I mean, we're talking about out of this world athleticism for somebody of his size. I mean, 6'8", 384, getting up 30 inches. That's impressive. All right, next pick, we'll go with Jalen Armour-Davis, cornerback, Alabama. Now, we know, I'm not going to say Ozzie Newsome, it's Eric DeCosta, but Ozzie got his influence. But we knew the Ravens weren't going to leave this draft without drafting somebody from Alabama. You know, that's just how it goes. So now we get another corner. Jalen Armour-Davis has, I believe he's an outside corner. The comps I heard for him were Anthony Averett, former quarterback of the Ravens, and now on the Oakland Raiders, I believe, on a 1-year deal. And those comps came from limited experience. He's a 1-year starter, had to wait his turn at Alabama because they got a bunch of guys. You know how that goes. But he played this year, and he played well. So we're talking about a 6'1" corner, 197 pounds, and he could give the Ravens that outside, another boundary corner. So, because my personal opinion, I would love to see Marla Humphries move into the slot. We get that 2019 Marlo maybe. In that season, he was really good because he was really always close to the ball. You know, when you're in the slot, it's a lot more action than sometimes being on the outside on that island. So, another thing with Jalen Armour-Davis, 4.39 speed. So, he can get up and down the sideline. So, with that being said, I like the pick. Comes from a good school. And he was a good player. So, All around solid pick. I'm good with that one. All right, so now we got to get into this is kind of the highlight of the 4th round right here. Charlie Kohler. So we're talking about a 6'7" tight end, Iowa State. Great route runner, good hands, and we're talking about somebody who caught 23 touchdowns in college. 23. So this is a big time player for the Ravens in terms of receiving value. Now they say he's not much of a blocker right now, but I'm sure he'll get better. I mean, we gotta remember too, when Mark Andrews came here, he wasn't the greatest blocker in the world too. Now he's at least passable, probably even above that. So he goes under, Kohler goes under Andrews' wings, learn some things. We'll be good there. But we're talking about a 6'7" guy, get up and down the field. We know Lamar Jackson loves to attack the middle of the field. So now he has Kohler, has Andrews. That's good options in there. That's really, really good options in there. So Jordan Stout, next pick, punter, Penn State. Good punter, possibly the best punter in the draft, according to the experts. I'm not going to talk, I knew who he was before the draft. But what more important about this pick is, what does it mean? Does this mean Sam Cook is retiring? Does this mean Sam Cook is transitioning into maybe a different role with the Ravens? Is it just competition to bring into camp? If that's so, I wouldn't draft a punter in the 4th round if he was just competition to bring in. This has to mean something. We'll see what it means, So can't really speculate because don't know. All right, Isaiah Likely, tight end, Coastal Carolina. I actually went to Coastal Carolina. I don't know if you guys saw my jacket in the previous video, but Coastal Carolina jacket. I actually went to Coastal Carolina for college for a year, so this is pretty cool. So Isaiah Likely, 6'4" tight end, and tight end is kind of used loosely. He's more of a big slot. Didn't line up much at tight end. He was kind of moved all over the field. I've seen him take jet sweeps. I've seen him line up in the backfield, like I said, in the slot, but athletic. 6'4", 240 pounds, so he's not the biggest, far as a tight end, but he get up and down that field. You type in a clip of Isaiah Likely, you're likely going to see him running away from linebackers, DBs, anybody trying to chase him. Good hands, athletic. Now the Ravens have drafted 2 tight ends, 2 really, really good pass catching tight ends. That's the important part. It's not like they drafted 2 blockers. So Ravens fans are wondering, what does this mean for the tight end room? In the tight end room, you have Andrews, top dog, Nick Boyle, who's kind of a glorified offensive lineman at this point. I mean, he doesn't do much in the pass game. Ricard's a fullback tight end. We're not going to count him. But now you throw in Kohler, Likely, and I think they got an undrafted guy, Tony Pojon, that's still on the roster. And you have Josh Oliver as well, who was tight end 3 last season. So what does that mean? That's a lot of tight ends. I would have to think that Boyle is safe. He's one of Ravens' best blockers. Likely and Kohler will get their chances and their opportunities to make plays. I would think this means that Josh Oliver, is probably odd man out right now. And so is Tony Pojon, undrafted tight end, I believe he's from Virginia, last year. So I believe those guys are probably the 2 odd guys out, and the Ravens roll with 4 tight ends, So that's my opinion on that. Demarion Williams, another SEC corner, believe he went to Auburn. Inside, outside versatility. Now, he's not the biggest guy, 5'10", 180, but don't let the size fool you. He led his team in solo tackles at cornerback. All right. Like I said, 180 pounds, but he's going to hit you and he's going to wrap you up and he's going to get you to that ground. So they said he plays some, like I said, he plays some nickel. They also say he plays some safety. We don't need any more safety, so I'm sure for the Ravens he'll probably be exclusively a corner. So another guy that can play outside or inside, that's good for the Ravens. Ravens have a really, really deep and talented secondary now. So we'll see where Demarion Williams fits in, makes the team. We'll see all of that. But good pick, good player. He's a little smaller than most Ravens corners, but we did have Tavon Young, and Tavon Young was just fine for the Ravens. So if he's anything like that, I like it. All right, so last pick of the draft. Tyler Batty, I don't know how to say his last name exactly, but another SEC player, went to Missouri, running back. So smaller guy, 5'8", but built well, 5'8", 200 pounds. Change of pace, change of pace, shifty back, and pass catching ability. That seems to be the standout point about this guy, because obviously we have Justice Hill, J.K. Dobbins, and Gus Edwards. Now, with this guy, I think he's going to be direct competition to Justice Hill for that RB3 backup role kind of position. We'll see if he gets in on special teams. Justice Hill's a good special teams player. But I don't think too much about drafting a running back. I mean, we kind of figured the Ravens would draft a running back. I mean, with the system that we have, you're going to need bodies in a running back room. I mean, we don't want to be in the position we were last year. And that's the biggest thing about this class is depth, filling out the roster. Good value all around, athleticism all around. They drafted a lot of athletic players with a high athletic profile, so that's good. And I think it's a good haul of players for the Ravens. I mean, the Ravens got better over these 3 days. That's the likes. All right, that's the positive spin. The dislikes is obviously no wide receiver. We traded Hollywood Brown night one to the Cardinals. He apparently requested this trade immediately after the season ended. So the Costa and the Ravens had the whole offseason free agency to try to address the Hollywood trade / bring somebody in, and then not do it to the night of the first round of the draft. We don't know. They could have been working on it all summer. Not all summer, sorry, all spring. They could have been working on it. We don't know. That's up in the air. We really don't know. But right now, as it currently stands, Rashad Bateman, wide receiver 1, stud, Devin Duvernay, James Prochet, Tylan Wallace, somewhere between wide receivers 2 and 4. That leaves the Ravens extremely thin at wide receiver. Extremely thin. Now, at this point in the draft, when it was day 3, rounds 4 through 7, who could the Ravens have really drafted that would make an impact? That's probably the best question why they didn't draft one. Like, who would they get? Most Ravens fans are asking for pretty much one guy and one guy only, Dustin Ross, who is a undrafted free agent. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about the undrafted free agents the Ravens got, because I mean, they could just be camp bodies, might not make the team. So we'll see if they get better during the offseason. We'll definitely talk about them. But apparently, so far the Ravens have signed 5 wide receivers. So does that mean signing Dustin Ross is a possibility? Sure. Does it seem likely? I don't think so. As of right now, like I said, Dustin Ross is still an undrafted free agent, but this is a guy who went to Clemson after his freshman year. If players were allowed to come out after 1 year, he probably would have been a first-round pick. They found out about I think it's called it's like a spinal cord fusion that cost him his whole second or third year, and he was able to come back this past season, medically cleared to play, and did play. So all I could think is that NFL teams are scared of the medicals. I mean, this is a guy with a high ceiling and a lot of talent. 6'4", 200 pounds plus, jump ball, do whatever you like, kind of wide receiver. So if teams are staying away from him, you have to assume it's for a reason. Hopefully he gets the chance somewhere. I would love it for the chance to be with the Ravens, but doesn't seem likely. Now, that's other Ravens news. With the Ravens drafting Kyle Hamilton, there's rumors of Chuck Clark potentially asking for a trade or expressing interest in being traded, or the Ravens shopping Chuck Clark. I don't know. It's all rumors, nothing to confirm there. But if that's true, that would kind of suck a little bit. I know he gets a lot of shtick from Ravens fans, but Chuck Clark is a solid safety, and he's the green dot wearer. You know, that's important. He calls out the plays for the defense. So just replacing that guy, I don't know if that's the best decision. But look, that's the wrap up for the Ravens draft. If I had to give it a grade, I would say it's an A-. You filled out a lot of needs on the roster. Our defense went from shaky to, I believe, revamped completely. Marcus Williams in free agency, all these players in the draft, good value, good players. That A-, the reason I can't go A+ like some experts are doing, is just because wide receiver wasn't addressed. And they had a chance to address it on day 2 with George Pickens. They decided to go well Jabo. I'm not complaining about that. Or they had a chance to trade some of these 4th-round picks. We're talking about they had 6 of them. I mean, maybe they tried and it didn't work out, but I would have to think maybe 3 4th-round picks could get you into the 2nd round to take George Pickens, but that could just be dreaming. So anyway, So the Ravens, overall, good draft. Eric DeCosta, good draft. Eric DeCosta did mention that they are going to explore wide receiver. Now, like I said, they signed 5 UDFA guys. But he also said a trade is possible. Didn't give any names, obviously, but he said a trade is possible, and vet free agency is possible. So we're talking about the good guys that are out there, that will actually move the needle for the Ravens. Julio Jones, Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., and Will Fuller. I think Will Fuller is the one that I would really like to see as a Ravens fan. I mean, we're talking about take the top off kind of speed, and he could fill in that Marquise Brown role. Now, obviously, Will Fuller has a long injury history. As somebody who plays fantasy football and had Will Fuller on his team a lot, I'm very familiar with injury history. So that's obviously cause for concern. That's probably one of the reasons he's actually still a free agent, because he's one of the more talented receivers out there when healthy. So that wraps it up, man. Thank you guys for checking out my channel. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think the Ravens should do next. And tell me what kind of content you want to see, man. Just another Fan TV. I'm out.